In today's video, we're going to be talking about easy micro activities that can transform any classroom. All right. In today's classrooms, teachers are overwhelmed. I mean, there's just no way getting around for it. My heart breaks for every teacher that has to go through this feeling every single day in the classroom. But I want to encourage you to understand this, that you have campus leaders and administrators and even people like me in education promoting relationship building and creating connections in the classroom. And that can easily push that tipping point to seem like I have no room for that. And I completely understand that feeling. And what I want to talk to you today about is understanding, well, how can we digest creating those connections in the classroom in an easier format? And to me, what I have found the secret is to understand that creating connections or relationship building in the classroom, the first thing we want to talk about is how do you embed it into your instructional day? And the reason I tell you that is some people love to say, oh, the plate is connections or relationships, or love to try to put some smoke around this. But there's no getting around that if you have to incorporate relationship building or creating connections, it is one more thing in the classroom. There's no way to hide that. And so instead of trying to hide that, what I want to encourage you to do is just think differently. Remember, my whole goal is to get educators to think differently. And what I want to encourage you to think about is think about like a morning routine. Think about your activities where you may journal or you walk or you meditate or you ice bath or do something that you do almost as a ritual or a rhythm in your life. Now, there was at one point in your life that you didn't include this, and it felt like you was an additional. Some of you may have even had to set a timer or something on your calendar to make you intentionally move towards this activity. And at one point, it felt odd and awkward, but I'm going to assume that at this point in your life, you wouldn't even know what to do without it. In fact, some of you miss it when it doesn't happen. And I can tell you that when I miss my journaling opportunities, I just feel like my whole life is out of rhythm that day. And what I've noticed is that when I started building in time for it, an intentional space for it, it didn't feel like it was more and more thing. So when you transition that to the classroom and you start thinking about these creating connections or building relationship activities, I'm going to encourage you to build them and embed them into your instructional day. And the best part about our tools for our connection-driven classroom is there are 4 tools that are designed to take less than 2 minutes. So knowing that time is your biggest obstacle, or at least one of your biggest obstacles in the classroom as a teacher, we want to make sure that we understand your challenges. And in fact, by educators, for educators is fundamentally our motto. And what we know is that in the classroom, you are going to be challenged with time. So we're going to encourage you to lean into these tools and embed them into your instructional day. So maybe they fit better at the beginning of class for you. Maybe they fit better in the middle of a transition or a brain break, or you find times at the end of a lesson to embed them. To me, the hard part is finding the right rhythm for that to happen. And to be very direct, some teachers are very guilty of this. If you teach multiple groups throughout the entire day, you think doing it at the beginning of class is when you should do this for all classrooms. I would highly encourage you to go look at each group and try to figure out when is the best time that fits in with this group of learners. Differentiate when you bring those activities in the classroom so that you can have the biggest impact in helping students understand how to create connections and taking less time in the classroom. Now, if you want to transform your classroom to have less discipline issues and behavior issues, increase student engagement, increase teacher retention, and create an overall safer environment where all students feel valued, seen, and heard, I'm going to encourage you to visit our website at ddiscipline.com.